Thank you for choosing our Patio Heat channel. I'm Steve. We provide tips and information to extend the enjoyment of your patio project. Our videos give you a knowledgeable overview prior to investing in your outdoor heating equipment. Whether you are a professional or owner-builder, we provide specific details for optimum heat coverage for your application. Post a comment or question, or for developed visual designs, send your request into designs@patioheat.com. We're here to work with you. For over 30 years, patio heating is the bedrock of our business, expressing what works best. Now let's get heating. All right, so here's a residential application. You can see we have bar stool seating over here. We have some hanging lights over here, a fan. We have casual seating over here, a TV set. There is going to be some windows and a door over here. I don't have those on, but it shouldn't be an issue. And we're gonna just focus on heating up this area over here. There is a fireplace over here. So let's go ahead and look at first of all, some dimensions that I have. Now these dimensions aren't 100% accurate, but this is kind of what I had seen in the actual elevations. If I plot it in the elevations, you can see that I'm matching up things fairly decently. But in any case, this is kind of what it's going to look like. So let's go ahead and look at these dimensions that I do have. So I have from outer edge here to the inside edge over here, 21 feet. And then from this portion of the rooftop, from here to over here, and you can see that this piece is extended a little bit further than this section over here, and you can see I have that approximately 29 feet. We have a height here of 12'1", and then we have a height down here at the bottom, or excuse me, the top of the beam here. I have that at 8'9" and 3/4. The bar stool area here is roughly about 6'1", and don't have the other distance on here. Let's throw that on there real quick. Actually, we'll do this here where we can come all the way from one end to the other, and we have that 9'11", and from this edge over here to this edge over here, we have that at 9'6". All right, let's see if there's anything else we want to talk about as far as the true dimensions that I have. Now, again, these dimensions are just a visual part. I'm not sure of what the fan is going to truly be, but we'll go ahead and look at what we can do here as far as heating is concerned. So my first recommendation would be to do something like this, where we have 4 of the 6,000 watt units over here. They're roughly about, let's go ahead and put that the distances on here just so you can see what I have. Now I have them centered off of this center beam coming across here, and let's go ahead and throw a dimension on here. So you can see I have that at 9'9", and then as far as the location of the center of the bracket here, from this point here to this point here, okay, we can see that we have that at 12 feet of a distance. Now these heaters, I have these at about a 12-degree angle from straight down, 12 degrees pointed towards the center. And I'm going to go ahead and turn off these distances right now. And so from there, whoops, let's go ahead and turn that off. From there, you can see that we have a good coverage as far as the footprint of heat for the spaces being occupied. And I'm going to go ahead and go to the top here and kind of remove the ceiling here, and you can see that the coverage is really well for this space here and over here. The only thing is that you can see that, you know, the heat stops right about here. So in order to heat up more of the area over here, I've placed a couple of different units here. This one here is a 4,000 watt units, C series. So this is a CD 6024, and this is a C 4024. And then this one over here is a C2524. So this is a smaller unit, and it's just based on the fact that we're looking at bar stool seating height over here, so we don't need as much intensity. And that's also why I put a 4,000 watt over here, is because the intensity, it would be too hot if in fact the seating position is like this. So you might even want to have a control on this one. This one here, probably not, but it's not going to be as intense as this over here. Let's see if there's anything else I wanted to say about this. So the other thing is there is a clearance issue with regards to these units here. Let's go ahead and show those clearance issues, and I'm not quite sure if we're going to meet those clearances. So from the edge of the heater here down below the heater is 18 inches of clearance from any combustible surface, and what I have here should be okay if in fact, you know, this extension piece here is actually where I show it. So let's go ahead and look at that dimension that I have here, and you can see I have that at 2'10". And if I was to have that space, you know, I could mount these brackets along the angle of the ceiling, and then you know, make sure I have those clearances that I just showed, 18 inches. Now the other thing is below the heater, this might be an issue here where we're, you know, we need to be at the same elevation as the bottom edge of this portion here. So we may have to get an extended bracket. They have the OEM bracket that comes with the heater here that gives you that 6 inches of clearance, and then they have an extension piece that is 2 inches longer, 4 inches longer, or 6 inches longer, so that you can move the heater down further if that's what you need to do. And that would be true on this over here as well. The other thing is these heaters here, obviously they're just hanging, and there is a component that you can get that would allow for a change in that. And let me see if I can find that for you. This is a hanging bracket. Let's go down here, hold on 1 minute, and this is called a drop down bracket. Now I'm not sure if this would work, but this drop down bracket is something like this, where you can actually angle the bracket portion here, and then move this piece up and down, and then attach it to, there's a place where you'd put a tightening screw here. So this piece here, I'll just highlight this real quick. This portion here actually moves up and down, and that would allow for the extended bracket in place of this over here. And what I would probably do is you may have to even alter this, you know, based on the true heights and things of that nature. But what I would probably do is put one on the high side over here on each heater, and then get an extended bracket for this side over here, or even custom make one. You know, you could probably purchase just this here, this piece here, or you can, you know, get a whole setup where you can kind of customize this in the field. But in any case, I would definitely put one on the inside of these 4 heaters, and possibly, you know, use an extended bracket over here. We want to make sure that we're meeting the clearances over here. You can see that with what I'm showing right now, we're not quite meeting the clearances, so it looks like we really need to drop these heaters down slightly. So let's just go ahead and do that real quick. And again, not having the true dimensions of all the product or all the structure could be an issue here. So let's go ahead and pull this down over here. We'll go down to this point right here, which is roughly 3.5 inches lower than what I just showed originally. So it's not so big of a deal, but that's something that we need to make sure we are meeting those clearances. So in any case, you can see the footprint of heat is very well for this whole entire space with an application similar to this here. Anything else that we need to look at? We're not hitting these light fixtures here, and the TV set as well. And also you can see that, you know, with the fan here, I would imagine that this fan has steel fan blades. So what we don't want to do is we don't want the actual ray to penetrate the fan blade itself. But if it's a steel fan blade itself, then it's non-combustible, and we are still meeting the clearances on that section as well. All right, so let's look at another option, and what I want to do here is I'm going to go ahead and just copy these for a minute, and we'll turn this off here, and then look at another application. Now this is something I probably wouldn't recommend as much because the coverage in the center here isn't going to be as strong. But this would actually work okay. I shouldn't say great, but this is something that would, you know, function as well. So what we have is 4 of the 6,000 watt units here, and if I was to place the other units here, let's see if I can do that. And let's see if these actually, let's go with a different method here. So what I've done is I've tried to copy these here, and they're not quite copying. So I still would recommend placing these units like I had mentioned before. But let's go ahead and take this off here. This would be how that would look over here. These I think are about 10 feet off the finished floor, mounted on the wall. And let me go see ahead and grab this here so we can get an accurate dimension here. Sorry, sometimes it wants to grab something else instead of what you're looking for. Let's see, we'll go from, let's see if we can go from this point here down to the ground. And so yeah, it's 10'3" off the finished floor. I'm going to take that off, and then this is mounted on this beam over here. These 2 units I have at 30 degrees. These 2 units I have at 45 degrees, from straight down 45 degrees up. And again, you can see that we're not covering the outer edge over here, so you need those the other units that I showed before in order to make that more appropriate. And then lastly, let's go ahead and look at, I'm going to turn these off and put the other ones back on, the one I kind of recommend a little bit more. And what I want to see here is kind of tell you about how this works. So this is infrared light waves, and infrared light waves is similar to the sun light. If you're in the light wave itself, you will feel the warmth of the light wave, just like the sun. If I was to take this and throw a shade on here, or a shadow rather, you can see that if you were standing right here, you would not feel the warmth of the sun. But if you were standing over here, you would feel the warmth of the sun. and the air temperature will not change. So you're not in actual hot air, you're actually in warm infrared light waves. And so you need to be in that light wave in order to feel the comfort of the actual product itself. So all right, well, I hope this has helped. If you're looking for some assistance with your outdoor heating application and you would like us to review your plans and your information into designs at patioheat.com, I'm Steve. And please tap that like button if you find this video useful. We don't advertise, we're not monetized. YouTube will not support our channel unless we receive a thumbs up from our viewers, and we truly appreciate that. Thank you very much. Have an excellent day.